The night I stayed at my neighbor's house, I heard my own voice crying behind a locked door upstairs. By morning, my parents looked at me like I was a complete stranger. The first time I saw my neighbor inside my house, I was 13. I woke up in the middle of the night with that awful feeling that someone was in my room. At first, I thought I was still dreaming. Everything was dark except for a little moonlight coming through the window. I could see my desk, my chair, my closet door, and a man standing at the foot of my bed. Tall, thin, still. I could not see his face clearly, but I knew who it was. Mr. Vane, my neighbor. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. I shut my eyes, opened them again, and he was gone. The next morning, I told my mother. I never forgot her face when I said his name. She turned pale, grabbed my shoulders, and said, "If you ever see him inside this house again, you run. You don't ask questions, you don't look back." I asked her why. She only said, "Because if he's inside, then someone already let him in." That was 4 years before I stepped into his house. I should have remembered what she said. Mr. Vane had lived next door for as long as I could remember. He lived alone. I never saw family visit, never saw friends, never heard music, TV, laughter, nothing. His house always looked normal. That was what made it worse. Fresh paint, clean porch, trimmed grass, white curtains, clear windows. But the place felt wrong. Not empty, not dead, just wrong. At night, a pale white light always came on in the upstairs back room. Not the warm kind of light from a lamp, something colder, harder. When I was younger, I used to stare at that window from my room and tell myself I was imagining things. But sometimes I saw a shape behind the curtain, just standing there, not moving, watching. My mother hated him. She never gave me the full reason. Whenever I asked, she would just say, "Stay away from that house." One day, I asked why she was so scared of him. She looked out toward his yard and said, "Because some people don't suffer from loneliness. They use it." That stayed with me. The night everything happened, my parents were out of town because my aunt had surgery. They said they would be back before midnight. I was 17, so staying home alone wasn't a big deal. At least, that's what I thought. Around 9 that night, a storm hit the neighborhood. Rain slammed against the windows, thunder shook the walls, the lights flickered twice. Then the power went out. The whole house went black. I checked the breaker box. Nothing. Then I checked my phone. 5%. My charger was in my school locker. The power bank I kept in my desk drawer was gone. The flashlight in the kitchen had dead batteries. Outside, the whole street looked dead. I stood there in the hallway, listening to the storm and the silence inside my house. Then someone knocked on the front door. 3 slow knocks. I froze. When I looked through the peephole, I saw Mr. Vane standing on my porch, holding a lantern. The light under it made his face look wrong. I opened the door just a little. "Daniel," he said, "your power is out." "So is everyone else's." "Not mine," he said. "My generator is still running." Rain was pouring behind him, but somehow he looked dry. "You should come next door until the storm settles," he said. At least charge your phone." "I'm fine." His eyes dropped to my hand. "Your battery's almost dead." A cold feeling moved through me. "How do you know that?" For a second, his smile disappeared. Then it came back. "You looked worried through the window." I had not gone near the front window. I almost shut the door right there. Then thunder hit so hard the walls shook, and suddenly my own house felt too dark and too empty. "No one should stay alone in a dark house during a storm," he said quietly. That got me. I hate admitting it, but it did. I looked back into my dead house, thought about sitting there for hours with no light and no phone, and made the worst choice of my life. "Just for a little while," I said. His smile widened a little. "Of course." We crossed the yard through the rain. By the time we reached his porch, my hoodie was soaked through. He opened the front door and stepped aside. Warm air hit me first. Too warm. Then the smell hit me. At first it smelled sweet, almost like flowers. Then something rotten came through underneath it, like flowers left too long in dirty water. The hallway inside was spotless. The floor looked polished. Picture frames hung in straight lines along the wall. Somewhere deeper in the house, a clock was ticking. Loud. Way too loud. "This way," he said. He led me into the living room. A lamp lit the couch, the shelves, and part of the carpet, but the corners still felt dark. Everything looked too perfect. A folded blanket with no wrinkles. Books lined up by height. Not a speck of dust anywhere. Then I saw the charger on the table beside the couch. It was the exact charger for my phone. Mr. Vane noticed me staring. "Lucky," he said. I plugged my phone in, but I didn't sit back properly. I stayed tense. "Tea?" he asked. "No thanks." "I insist." He carried 2 cups into the kitchen before I could say anything else. I heard one cupboard open, then another, then nothing. No water running, no kettle, no spoon. Just silence. That bothered me more than it should have. My eyes moved around the room and landed on a photo frame lying face down beside the lamp. I should have left it alone. I picked it up and turned it over. It was a picture of me. I looked maybe 14, standing in my own backyard with my dog. I had never seen that photo before. "You were always quiet." I nearly dropped it. Mr. Vane was standing in the doorway with the 2 cups. "Why do you have this?" He walked over and set 1 cup down in front of me. "I like remembering people as they really are." "That was taken in my yard." "Yes." "That's creepy." He sat down across from me. "The truth usually is." I didn't touch the tea. He watched me over the top of his cup. Then lightning flashed outside, and in the reflection of the window behind him, I saw someone standing in the hallway. Tall. Still. I turned fast. Nothing. When I looked back, he was smiling. "You look scared," he said. "I'm leaving. The storm is worse now." "I don't care." I grabbed my phone. 8%. Not charging. I looked down. The cable was lying beside it, unplugged. I just stared at it. I knew I had plugged it in. I remembered doing it. Mr. Vane followed my eyes. "You look tired, Daniel." I'm going home. After you help me with something upstairs? No. Something changed in his face then. It wasn't anger exactly, more like disappointment. I think you should. I said no. He set his cup down. I waited a long time for you to walk into this house on your own, he said quietly. Don't make this unpleasant. My hands went cold. I stood up and backed into the hallway. He didn't rush me. He just watched. I turned and grabbed the front door. The first lock opened, then the second. The third wouldn't move. I twisted harder. Nothing. It sticks, he said behind me. Then open it. He stepped closer. Your mother was careful with you, he said. She knew you were the cautious one. I turned slowly. What does that mean? She knew how easy it is to pull in a lonely boy. Before I could answer, something slammed upstairs. Hard. Then again. Then over and over. It sounded like someone throwing themselves against a locked door. I stared up at the ceiling. Then the banging stopped, and I heard crying. A second later, I heard my own voice. Please, it whispered from upstairs. Don't leave me here. Every hair on my body stood up. Mr. Vane watched my face. That, he said, is what I wanted your help with. What is upstairs? He tilted his head. You. I ran straight for the stairs, and he let me. That was worse than if he had chased me. The upstairs hallway was colder than the rest of the house. The smell was stronger too. Dead flowers and something wet and bad underneath. The wallpaper near the ceiling was stained dark brown, like something had leaked through the walls a long time ago. At the end of the hall was a white door. The paint around the handle was ruined, like someone had clawed at it for a long time. From downstairs, Mr. Vane called up in that same calm voice. Open it. The knob was freezing. The second I touched it, I heard the whisper again. My own voice. Hurry! I opened the door. At first, the room looked empty. Then lightning flashed through the narrow window, and I saw someone crouched in the corner. Someone who looked exactly like me. Same face, same height, same voice. But he was thinner, filthy. His lips were split. His fingernails were torn down so far I could see dried blood around them. He looked like he had not slept in months. The second he saw me, pure panic hit his face. No, he whispered. No, 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 no. I backed into the doorway. What are you? He stood up too fast and almost slipped. You have to get out now, he said, before he starts talking. I shoved him away. Stay back. That's what I said too. This isn't real. Then look. I looked at the walls. Words had been carved into them over and over. I am Daniel. I am Daniel. I am Daniel. Again and again. Below them were rows of tally marks. Hundreds of them. Maybe more. Days, weeks, months. The other me pulled up his sleeve. The words on his arm looked scratched in by hand. Don't believe him. Then he grabbed my wrist and yanked my sleeve back. There were pale scars near the inside of my elbow. Words I had never noticed. Don't stay. I just stared at them. I didn't do that. You did, he said, before you forgot. That's impossible. He laughed once, but it came out broken. Everything in this house feels impossible at first. The clock downstairs got louder. Then I heard the stairs creak. Slow, steady, coming up. The other me grabbed my shoulders. He brings us in when we're alone. He keeps one of us up here until the next one comes. Then he lets one go. That makes no sense. I know. Which one of us is real? His face changed when I asked that. Not just fear, something worse. I don't know anymore, he whispered. That hit me harder than anything else in that room. I tried to picture my mother's face, and a sharp pain went through my head. For 1 second, I couldn't remember what her voice sounded like. The other me saw it happen. That's him, he said. He gets inside your head and loosens things. Names, faces, time. Then he makes you trust him. The footsteps stopped outside the room. 3 soft knocks. Daniel, Mr. Vane said through the door, you're upsetting yourself. Neither of us answered. The knob moved. I can make this easier. The other me backed away, shaking. Don't listen to him. I ran to the window and shoved it open. It moved an inch and stuck, painted shut. I grabbed the chair beside the bed and smashed it into the glass. A crack spread across it. Again. The door opened. Mr. Vane stepped into the room. He looked at both of us without any surprise. This is always the ugliest part, he said. The other me pointed at him with a shaking hand. You liar! Mr. Vane ignored him and looked only at me. Fear makes copies unstable, Daniel, he said. They'll say anything to survive. He says that every time, the other me shouted. Mr. Vane took one careful step forward. Think clearly. Which sounds more likely? That a terrified copy is lying, or that I'm calm because I'm the only one telling you the truth? That was how he did it. He made panic sound childish. He made horror sound ridiculous. He made himself sound safe, and for one horrible second, part of me wanted to believe him. The other me saw it on my face and screamed. Then he lunged. Mr. Vane moved faster than I thought he could. He grabbed him by the throat and slammed him into the wall so hard the room shook. I heard a crack. The other me dropped to the floor, choking. I swung the chair at Mr. Vane's head with both hands. The wood shattered. He dropped to one knee. Blood ran down the side of his face. And then he smiled. Not that small, careful smile. A real one. Wide. Almost relieved. Good, he whispered. That means you still remember enough to fight. Before I could move again, something slammed into the back of my head. The whole room went white, then black. When I woke up, I was downstairs on the couch. Morning light was coming through the curtains. The storm was gone. I tried to move. Rope was cutting into my wrists and ankles. Across from me, Mr. Vane sat beside the lamp reading a book. He closed it when he saw my eyes open. Good morning, Daniel. I pulled against the ropes until my skin burned. Let me go! I will, he said. Hope hit me so hard it almost hurt. Then he added, one of you. My throat tightened. What did you do to him? The same thing I always do, he said. I wait to see who believes me first. You're insane. Probably. He stood and walked towards the hallway mirror. Look. I turned my head. At first, I saw only myself tied to the couch. Then I saw the reflection move a little too late. Its face looked older than mine, thinner, worn down, like I had been afraid for years. I jerked my eyes away. No. Mr. Vane stepped behind me. "Memory is weak," he said softly. "Identity is weaker. Keep a person scared and alone long enough, and he starts to separate from himself. Then the next version comes, and even he can't tell who arrived first." He untied one wrist, then the other. "Why are you doing this?" He loosened the ropes around my ankles. "Because hope opens doors better than despair." Then he pressed a key into my palm. Cold metal. "Our front door key," he said. That word hit me harder than the chair did. Our. He stepped aside. The front door was already slightly open, with morning light coming through. "Go home, Daniel." I stood on shaking legs and ran. Out his front door, across the wet grass, straight to my house. My house. I dropped the key twice before I got it into the lock. The second I stepped inside, that smell hit me again. Sweet flowers, rot underneath. Old water. I froze. The hallway looked normal, but too neat, too clean, too still. Then I saw the black and white photographs hanging by the stairs. My stomach turned. The first one showed Mr. Vane standing in his yard, taken from inside this house. The next one showed the mailman walking up our path. The next showed a little girl riding her bike past our lawn. All taken secretly, all from my side. No. A floorboard creaked upstairs. Slow, careful. Then I heard my parents' car pull into the driveway. Terror hit me so hard I could barely breathe. The front door opened behind me. "Daniel?" my mother called. I turned, trying to speak, but nothing came out. At the top of the stairs, a figure stepped into the light. It was me. Clean, calm, smiling. My mother looked past me toward the stairs, and relief came over her face. "Oh, there you are." I stared at her, then at the thing upstairs wearing my face. I turned toward the hallway mirror beside the door. For one horrible second, I saw my reflection clearly. Not 17. Older. Thinner. Eyes hollow. A face worn down by years I didn't remember living. My mother frowned at me politely, like I was a stranger standing in the wrong house. "Can I help you?" she asked. The thing on the stairs answered in my voice. Warm, easy, normal. "It's okay, Mum. He was just leaving." My father stepped in behind her, looked at me once, and moved in front of her without even thinking, protecting her from me. The thing upstairs kept smiling. Then it said, "Mr. Vane told me this might happen one day." The clock in the hallway ticked once, then twice. We never had a clock in that hallway. My knees almost gave out, because in that moment, I understood. When Mr. Vane gave me the key, he didn't hand me the neighbor's key. He handed me mine. My mother grabbed my father's arm. "Call the police," she whispered. No one in that house knew me. And from next door, drifting through the bright morning air, I heard Mr. Vane laughing. This is the version I'd use.